Hangtime is presented by Lawrence Technological University, where Blue Devils dare. Also in partnership with the Indiana High School Athletic Association.
Hello and welcome to episode 9 of Hangtime Indiana, the show for and about Indiana high school boys basketball. My name's Lauren Platt, along with terrific insight from Greg Rakestraw and Bob Stambaze. For the next 20 minutes or so, let's focus on hoops, shall we? All of the State Champs Sports Network programming is presented by Lawrence Technological University, where Blue Devils dare. Boys sectionals began Tuesday night, and we've got highlights. Roll.
I'm John Rawlings from the Evansville area. Mater Dei trying to avenge their conference tournament loss to Harrison. First quarter, Warriors moving the ball well. Cam Wilson to Janai Summers. Harrison up by 1. Mater Dei responds with 3 the old-fashioned way. Jonah Weinzaffel to the rack and 1. Wildcats back in front, and they continue to live in the paint. Jackson Heister with the and 1 opportunity. Just like that, it's an 8-point swing. Harrison goes back to work from the perimeter. Kevin Langley launching one from downtown. Warriors pull within 3, but Mater Dei was just too tough. Tyler Phelps with the basket and the Band-Aid. He leads the way with 21. Mater Dei wins 56-45. IU coach Archie Miller in attendance to check out his brand new recruit, Christian Lander, and the junior didn't disappoint. Late in the first, Lander laying it up in transition, writes down 5. In the second, Bossy working down low as well. Kieran Powell to Xavier Burton, Bossy up 23-16. Here comes Wrights though, Lander showing off his mid-range game, making it look easy, and now the future Hoosier facilitates. Logan Martin making it rain from the wing, Wrights within 2, and now they take the lead. Lander and 1, a career-high 34 from the IU commit. Bossy needs an answer, Colton Sanford has one, weaving his way through traffic and flipping it in, 18 from the senior. Wright swinging right back though, Owen Deese from NBA range, bottoms, Panthers in front by 4, Bossy still battling, Powell tough to stop down low, the Houston commit gets the board and the bucket, and how about the hustle from the future Cougar? Deese with some nice moves in traffic, but not in Powell's house, 26 points, 14 rebounds, and 4 blocks for the All-American. Bossy wins a tight one, 71-70. The Bulldogs capture their first outright SIAC crown since 2006. The SIAC also tangles with the PAC. South Spencer has won their last 5, the Rebels hosting Central. Picking things up in the second quarter, Michael Donahoe finds Jace Kelly. The junior hangs and hits, South Spencer up 29-15. Bears looking for an answer before the break. Andrew Wendell converts in traffic, plus the foul. Central trying to inch back in it, but the Rebels do not crack. Donahoe keeps finding the hot hands. Kobe Bartlett makes it rain from deep. South Spencer wins 64-53. The Big 8 tangles with the SIAC. Memorial trying to stop Washington's 3-game winning streak. First quarter, Connor Quick with a quick cut to the basket. We are tied in the early going. Washington responds from beyond the arc. Kiwa Jones dialing from deep. The connection is good. Hatchets up 3. Memorial answers with Cade Graham spinning and winning down low. Tigers down 1, and the senior wasn't done there. Showing off his range as the triple try rings true, and he's not the only Tiger who can shoot from the perimeter. Mason Auker feeding a wide open Justin Wise, nothing but nylon. Memorial wins 70-66.
I'm Chuck Pellerito, and we finish this block of highlights with a blockbuster matchup in the opening round of sectionals. Lawrence Central Bears coming in ranked 2nd in 4A at 22-2. Their only 2 losses this season came against 3rd-ranked Lawrence North. The Wildcats came in at 22-2 also, but it's hard to beat someone 3 times in one season, so let's check it out. Wildcats get off to a quick start. Dorian Hatton gets the dish and from way behind the long line to get things started with a bang. But the Bears can hit from range too. Dre Davis finds Tay Davis all alone in the corner, and he'll drain the long ball. Things can change quickly. Shumar Avance with the give, and Tony Perkins with a big alley-oop slam to cap off a 19-point quarter for the Cats. And they didn't slow any in the second. Avance fools everybody, and he'll step back and drop the long gun. At the half, LN was up big, 37-12. But the Bears weren't ranked number 2 in 4A for no reason. They came back. This time it's Tay that finds Dre in the corner. Then Dre, on the other end, keeping his hands active, gets in the passing lane. He'll get rewarded with the steal and the slam. But the Wildcats were just too much. Avance gonna do it himself, go around everybody and drive the lane, and LN gets the sweep on LC, winning this sectional game by a final score 68-57.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to State Champs Indiana Hangtime, the postseason edition. Greg Rakestraw, Bob Stambaze with you. Thank you so much for joining us, and let's get right to it. You are getting this day of, so to speak. This is the calm in between the storms. First round games at 64 sites are over. Games played Tuesday or Wednesday. As of Friday night, 4 teams left in every sectional. Then, of course, championship comes around on Saturday. We've got a lot from Bob's neck of the woods in northeastern Indiana. We're going to start with the northeast side of Indianapolis. Last night, the doubleheader that once the draw came out that everyone in the state was paying attention to. Cathedral and Attucks, followed by LC and LN. I'm going to work backwards. Lawrence North beats Lawrence Central for a third consecutive time, for a second time by double digits in LC's building. Final score was 68-57. As the man that had the call of it, frankly, it wasn't that close. LN got out to a 28-7 lead, led 41-14 early in the third quarter. That's the number 3 team in the state beating the number 2 team in the state and leading by double digits the entire second half. I was stunned at the way that game played out last night.
Well, you and I spoke, and it kind of surprised me also.
Yeah.
Of course, you got one of the godfathers in Jack Kiefer down there coaching against an outstanding young man in Al Gooden.
Right.
So this is a good matchup, and does it surprise me? Yes. The score. The victory? No.
Right. Lawrence North is a team, and you and I have had this conversation after their 39-37 victory against Carmel. I had to kind of fight to get that game on the show. I'm like, there's hardly any highlights. Forget the highlights. It's a really important game. And the importance of that game to me was the fact that LN showed they could win in any style. For all the things they do well and the high flying that Perkins can do and Avance can do, where they win is their half-court defense. They held one of the best offensive teams in the state in Lawrence Central that shot 53% for the season. LC had 12 points at halftime and went 4 of 19 from the field in the first half.
That's unbelievable. I mean, and that's not one person doing the job. I mean, that's everybody understanding their responsibilities, which is such a big key when you're going to play a great, quick team defense.
All right, with that, LN will play Attucks, as Attucks was able to beat Cathedral for a second time. They beat him in the city championship in double overtime. They scored 2 baskets off of steals in the final minute of the game in a back-and-forth contest, 71-68. If the tenor of the game between LN and LC did not meet expectations, Attucks and Cathedral did. Cathedral led by 12 at halftime, and Attucks found a way to get the job done.
What a way to come back by Attucks. But I got to ask you this question. You're here from Central Indiana. The importance now of Attucks being back in the picture of the IHSA State Tournament after such a long time being away.
Sure, and obviously they have been very successful at 3A. They are
Right.
up in 4A. They almost made it on the success factor. They are in 4A because of their enrollment. With IPS closing some schools, you've got fewer IPS schools, so the attendance, the numbers increase for all of them. And that's the reason why Attucks is in 4A. They've won 3 consecutive 3A sectionals. Made it to the semi-state in 3A last year, won the state championship. They are a very good basketball team. And what Jason Delaney had briefly built at Tech, making them the city's top team for a couple of years before he then left for Cathedral, Attucks has now filled that void under Chris Hawkins. And there's always a great alumni base at every Crispus Attucks basketball game. To your point, I even said this on the broadcast last night, Bob, we tend to forget that Attucks has only played varsity basketball now for 12 years. They were not a high school from 86 through 06, 3 years to kind of get the numbers up to play at the varsity level, and here they are competing in the top sectional in Class 4A.
And that's exactly where I wanted to go. Now they're getting back into the picture here in Indiana. They had such a rich tradition before that with Oscar Robinson, those fine teams, but now getting back in on stage.
All right, I made Bob talk about my adopted hometown for the first segment of our show. When we come back, all things northeastern Indiana with the Baz. That's the next time you see us on State Champs Indiana Hangtime.
What's up, Indiana? Jenna Skelski here. Just letting you know that State Champs is committed to covering all high school sports. We have a brand new show dedicated to the girls' side of the hoops equation, as well as highlights in other sports such as swimming and wrestling. We call it the State Champs Winter Roundup, and it premieres every Friday at 5:30 p.m. Be sure to download our brand new State Champs app and check out our socials so you will never miss a minute.
The State Champs Sports Network is located on the incredible campus that is Lawrence Technological University. This university has so much to offer. It's still the best kept secret in the Midwest. I am encouraging all families that can hear me to take a visit. Cutting-edge learning, small class sizes, incredible internship and networking opportunities, 26 varsity level NAIA sports. Daily tours are offered Monday through Thursday, and blue and white days are offered on select Fridays. Group tours for schools and community groups are also available. For questions or more information, contact the Office of Admissions at 248-204-3160 or email admissions@ltu.edu.
I admit it, I love working with money, negotiating, and making big decisions. That's why I'm majoring in finance and economics at Lawrence Tech. What's truly amazing about the education here is the small class sizes that give me easy access to my professors who truly care about my future. They even helped me get a great internship. And I was able to fulfill my lifelong dream of playing college golf. Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare.
All right, guys, lots more show to go, including this batch of highlights. Check it out.
I'm Kevin Trzynski, and let's head over to Noblesville High School, the site of a powerhouse sectional game. The Carmel Greyhounds and Hamilton Southeastern Royals met just a few weeks ago, and the Royals edged that one out 62-61. Greyhounds get us started here. Connor Joya, working behind a Charlie Williams screen, has some space and unloads a triple to twinkle the twine. Royals working hard on the glass. Bring it down. Cole Hornbuckle gets it deep in the paint, and the quick give to DeAndre Rhodes with the layup in traffic. And after the first, Carmel led 12-7. In the second, Brian Waddle trying to work inside. He'll draw a crowd to him, but that just leaves Jackson Jansen alone in the corner for three. HSE closing the gap before the half. And when in doubt, get it to the big man. 7'2", Mabor Majek. He'll back his way in and turn around for the 12-footer. Then, closing out the half, it would be Rhodes with some active hands getting in the passing lane, and he'll go the rest himself. And at the break, the Royals trailed by 17-16. In the third, the big guy would do it again. He gets the ball deep and puts home the big slam. A few possessions later, Joya would get the inbounds pass and knock down another triple. The start of the fourth, HSC was pulling closer. Check out Hornbuckle. Put the Greyhounds defense on spin cycle as he goes in for the bucket. But it would not be enough this night. Pete Suter gets the takeaway and sprints down the court. He'll get the bucket and the foul as Carmel goes to avenge their last meeting, winning this one 49-43.
I'm Glenn Marini from the Fort Wayne area for a sectional opener at Carroll High School. Northrop battling Northside. These two are Summit Athletic Conference foes. Third quarter, that was to Noah Ridley for Northrop, but Northside up 31-28. Fourth quarter, Northside's Ronald Collins driving in and scoring. Northside led 41-39. Then Isaiah Moore for two. The assist goes to Rodney Woods, and Northside actually up by 6 in the fourth quarter, 47-41. Northrop, though, charging back. Nick Haynes buries a huge three. He had 10 points, and then it's Quaylen Pettis with a huge two. He had a team-high 16. This would give Northrop the lead as the Bruins rally back to win 52-48 over Northside. Here's Nick Haynes and Northrop head coach Rod Chandler.
It feels good. We had a lot of momentum going into it at first. Got off to a rough start, but we pulled together as a team and got the win. Feels good.
Oh man, that was a hard-fought win, man. You know, one of the things is that it's just about surviving and keep moving, man.
Northrop now plays host Carroll at 6 o'clock in the semifinals on Friday. 4A sectional at North Arena. The host Huntington North facing a 10-win Columbia City squad. Third quarter, Dominic Cardwell inside. Cardwell had 10 points on the game as the Vikings up by 4. Columbia City, no give up. They've got the school's all-time leading scorer in this guy, Mitchell Wilson. You can tack on 23 to his total. The Pilfer and the pair, he led everybody with those 23, but the Eagles down 4 as we head to the fourth. In the fourth frame, Columbia City's Mason Baker cans the triple, but Devin Newcomb hangs and hits for the Vikings. He had 12 as Huntington North hangs on 46-44 over Columbia City. Here's senior Jordan Hollowell and Vikings head coach Craig Teagle.
We understand if we lose, we're done, and we obviously don't want to lose, especially for us 4 seniors. I mean, we're a young team, but our team just gets along and we all play together.
We got to stand up there and knock them in, but just a great defensive battle. I thought both teams played extremely hard. It was nice to find a way to win.
Huntington North advances to face New Haven in the sectional semifinals on Friday at 6 o'clock.
Hey, keep him out.
3A sectionals at Paul Bateman Gymnasium up in Garrett. SAC rivals Dwenger battling Concordia. The Cadets beat the Saints by 1 in the regular season. Fourth quarter, Isaiah Robinson has the Cadets up by 5 at 39-34. Later, Robinson misses, but Braden Pearson does not. The senior, a team-high 13 for the Cadets. Dwenger trying to chip away. It's Hunter Burns leading the Saints with 12 points, but it wouldn't be enough as Concordia seals this one from the free throw line. The Cadets win over the Saints 49-39. Concordia now plays Angola on Friday at 6 o'clock. On paper, one of the best matchups in the entire state of Indiana. 2A number 9 Prairie Heights versus 2A number 4 Westview at Westview. First quarter action, it's Mr. Basketball candidate Charlie Yoder, the senior, pulling up from the mid-range. He gets the friendly roll. Yoder, a game-high 35 points to go with 20 rebounds. He had Westview up by 8 at the half. Third quarter action, the Panthers giving it to their big man, 6'8 senior Elijah Malone. The foul and the bucket, but time winding down in the third quarter, and it's Yoder unselfish to Blake Egley, and Egley, anything but ugly if you're a Westview fan, as the senior beat the third quarter buzzer, as Westview goes on to beat Prairie Heights by a final of 70-54. Here's Charlie Yoder and Westview head coach Rob Yoder.
I mean, we know every game in this sectional you're going to have to bring it to survive. So I think we prepared really hard at practice this week, and we got to get back to work tomorrow because we got another battle on Friday.
Everybody played their role. Like our defenders, they rebounded. Our shooters, they knocked those shots down when we had to knock them down in those corners. So I just think everybody really played their role and performed at a high level tonight. A great 2A matchup at the Jungle of Manchester High School. Three Rivers Conference champ Wabash facing Allen County Athletic Conference champ Bluffton. Picking it up in the third, that was Bluffton's Harrison Schreiber with the hoop and the harm, but Wabash right back. Jasper Walter with the floater, and it goes. Bluffton, no give up in the Tigers. You're going to see Dominic McPherson with a 3. This would beat the third quarter buzzer, and Coach Chris Benedict's team feeling pretty good heading in the fourth quarter. But in that fourth, Wabash starts to pull away. Trenton Daughtry, the star senior, with the bucket. Wabash wins 53-44. Here's Trenton Daughtry, Jasper Walter, and Coach Paul Wright of Wabash.
You know, as a senior, I mean, you don't want to take anything for granted. I came out, I did not want this to be my last game ever.
It feels great. We know we got to play one of these two teams. They're a very good team.
It's a great feeling to win. It's survive in advance, and we were lucky enough to survive tonight. And so we don't care who we play. We're just glad we're playing Friday.
And Wabash will play Canterbury on Friday night in the sectional semifinals.
Once again, back, Greg Rakestraw, Bob Stambaze with you at State Champs Indiana Hangtime. The first segment that we were on, we talked about the doubleheader last night at Lawrence Central High School. Let's talk about all things Fort Wayne and the surrounding area. I talked about Lawrence North winning a game with defense. How does Huntington North win games? Always with defense when it comes to Coach Teagle as they down Columbia City.
And that's so true, and the reason they have to do that because they can't score. I mean, literally, I've seen them a couple times this year. They have struggled, so they put their hat on their hook and go on defense, and it's kept them in ball games. I mean, the record going into this bad boy was 8-13, so they come out of it in pretty good shape.
Again, if you score 50 on Huntington North on any Coach Teagle coach team, you feel like you're lucky. Columbia City, I think they scored 46 and got beat 48-46. This Huntington North team won a sectional for the first time in 17, 18 years last year and graduated a lot. So impressed that they got a W from their defense.
Well, they lost a lot of size, a lot of great athletes last year, but one thing they do still have are athletes, and that's one thing Coach has really stressed is the team aspect of defense, as you just alluded to, Coach. It's there.
I like how you call me Coach. All right, from 4A to 3A we go. LUERS was a surprise upset victim Wednesday night against Leo. Dwenger and Concordia also part of that sectional. How do you see that one playing out with the favorite and the SAC champs and LUERS exit after the first night?
Well, LUERS was going in short-handed. Number one, Demarius Hunter was out. He's 6'5". The other post player is 6'7". Well, you don't have that 6'5" player, so they just beat up on the inside with their two post players from Leo to get that win. Plus, LUERS turned the ball over quite a bit. I really look right now to be in the driver's seat. Kind of under the radar is Leo. Great program, good size, good athletes. They can play any style of basketball that needs to be played to get a win.
Let's talk about 2A because there's a couple of programs that have got our attention all season long. Yeah. One of them, obviously, is Fort Wayne BLACKHAWK Christian. They finished the year at number 2. I'm an AP voter. I'll tell you right now, I voted him number 1 in the final poll because, again, Caleb First, who we now know is going to go to Purdue. I just don't think there's anybody else in 2A that can match up with him. The best size he might see could be in this sectional, that courtesy of the Wabash Apaches.
You know, I've said that to you for quite some time until I saw Canterbury play the other day, and that's who Wabash has to play Friday night. And they've got some really good size on the inside. So Wabash will have a good game in the semifinal game at Manchester to get to that championship game, which BLACKHAWK will be there. But you're right, it's going to be First at 6'10" versus Elijah Vanderbilt at 6'9".
By the way, that is the rare 8-team sectional. Yeah. So doubleheaders Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. You got your money's worth if you picked up a ticket to that sectional at Manchester.
Everybody was there last night, as Coach Painter was, to see First play, and he walks away. They kept him short. He gets like 12 points and 10 rebounds, but they get a big win, advanced by, I think, 25. That really looked like probably a 6-point win.
Again, BLACKHAWK, because of the guys they have around First, the shooters in Burke and the coach's son in Davidson,
yeah.
I think 46% from three-point. Not an individual, I'm talking about a team. That's a crazy number.
It's outstanding, and when you look at their size, everybody looks at First at 6'10". Well, the other two aren't exactly short. So this is going to be a great matchup come, hopefully, Saturday night at Manchester and at Slobberknocker, because it's going to be a dandy for that 2A.
All right, the other 2A sectional we have talked about from your neck of the woods because of how good Central, Noble, Prairie Heights, and Westview have been all season long. You know, it's funny, Westview had a couple of early losses and fell off the radar, even though they were a team that last year played in the Hall of Fame Classic. They bring back their leading scorer in Charlie Yoder, but they graduated other key pieces around him. Well, quietly, they have now made their way back up to the number 4 position again. If it's BLACKHAWK Christian they see in the regional, I'm not sure if they have the horses to match up, but Westview is always good this time of year and ended Prairie Heights season the open night of the tournament.
Well, they did, but you can't count out Cherubusco, and that's their next opponent in this sectional. Cherubusco, they're 15-9, so 15-6, excuse me, and it's going to be a great sectional final because you got to sit there and look at Central Noble, who comes in that bad boy with just a couple, well, 4 losses, but Coach Bodie has those kids really playing well. This is going to be a great one.
And again, sectional 35 and sectional 36. So we're kind of talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry, I jumped off. I'm sorry.
But no, you're good. You nailed it. You're absolutely right. As far as 2 great sectionals in 2A, a lot of the better teams in 1A, 2A are almost spaced out into different semi-states. That's not the case in 2A. Again, you got a lot of good teams going to funnel into one regional, that kind of northeast corner regional as far as Class 2A is concerned. Any other games in your neck of the woods you're looking forward to this weekend?
Those are probably the ones that everybody's looking at, including myself. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And then whoever wins, where they got to go for their regional. I mean, I'm telling you right now, get frequent flyer miles.
All right, one other area of the state that would at least reference a score from, because even though this replicated a result from December, I think it caught a lot of people by surprise, and that would be Central Catholic getting knocked off by Covington. Again, they're both ranked teams, and Covington beat them in the Franciscan Health Hoops Classic at the Crawley Center back in December, but Central Catholic goes home out of the sectional for the second time in 3 years. Trust me, that's awfully rare.
Yeah, I've talked to a lot of coaches about that loss because everybody's looking, hey, here we go, Lafayette Central Catholic again. But they were saying Covington is an outstanding basketball team, is back where they belong, and they can play with anybody.
I thought Covington was the one team that could catch them until the semi-state, and now the path opens for Covington to make it to a semi-state. Remember, they have won several 2A sectionals the last few years. They went down to 1A on enrollment. Now Adam Ballard's team has a chance to make a deep run come the month of March. We'll be doing that on the show as well, because next week we'll talk about great sectional championships and talk about our favorite regional matchups right here on State Champs Indiana Hangtime.
Before we go, I want to shout out the girls basketball state champions from around the Hoosier State. We've got great highlights premiering on the final winter roundup of the season Friday night at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the brand new State Champs app. In fact, just search State Champs on Roku TV or your Amazon Fire Stick, and you can download the app and enjoy all of our programming right on your television, just like we never left, right? But if you prefer getting your high school sports fix on social media, we have you covered. Just search State Champs Indiana on your favorite platform. Follow, like, subscribe, and share. I'm Lauren Plant, and we'll see you next time on Hangtime.
State Champs Hangtime is presented by Lawrence Technological University, where Blue Devils dare. Also in partnership with the Indiana High School Athletic Association.